Hello everyone, this is Italics. I'm just going to show you how to make one of these little jumpers in less than 5 minutes, or about 5 minutes, for your projects, for your RF24 module projects. You know, there's a lot of ways you can make them, and it's really pretty easy to do, but it can be really frustrating working with trying to take the power from this side of the proto board to the other side in a small space, because you're either going to be bodging it together, or you need wires going between the two places. And there's just a trick to making that whole process one hell of a lot easier. So anyways, for this, what you'll need is some female headers here. These are single row ones, but the double row ones will work just as well. And you need some just male header pins here. And then you might not want to put your cap on here. Most people just put them between the two terminals here, but if you ever want to reuse this in like an actual project, I like to just sort of have the flexibility to stick the capacitor wherever I want it on the board. You need a soldering iron, of course, and also you'll want some thin gauge wire. Alright, let's get started here. So first off, let's just break off a length of our proto board. I'm going to do 5 rows so I have room for a capacitor on it. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to break it on R. Lined up all nice. Alright. So the trick to this is that you want to basically make your power bus here before you start putting on any other components. The biggest thing though is that you want to basically make a single bus going all the way from the top here, all the way across the bottom, and then all the way to the top again. And then after you've soldered it in place, then you're going to snip this middle section off, so that you don't have to work with little teeny wires just to route power from one side to the other. So to do that, we're just going to take our wire and we're going to go in like this. And you'll see I'm jumping from almost all the way on the outside across. So I'm going to just kind of bend this over. Hold on, kind of push down there, make it nice and flat. Then you're kind of bridging it across like that. I'll just take your nippers and step off the length. Do the same thing for the 4 others, your 4 other buses here. So now if you'll note, now you'll see how I just looped right through the proto board there, out the other side. Now we can start soldering these in place and nipping the wire so we don't go too far here. Okay, now we're ready to start soldering on our male header pins. Now we'll just stick the header pins in through this side. Kind of get it up in there a bit. And you can see those little wires are actually kind of pushing on it, keeping it in place. It's another kind of nice thing if you cut it just right. So we'll just take our soldering iron and tack the corner down. Big thing to keep in mind is that you want to avoid getting any solder in these middle pins while you're soldering these others, because if you do get them in there, which it does tend to flow depending on pretty well into there if you do have depending on which kind of solder you're using, if it flows in there, it really is going to be a serious pain to work around if you don't have a desoldering iron or something like that. Check real quick to see if the pin is straight. It's crooked as shit, so I'm just gonna bend it back the other way since we've only got one pin soldered at this point, or well, two. Now we can go ahead and solder in the other pins on that side. Alright, you see how that solder bridged across there? That's okay right now because we're going to do that in a second. But you can just see how easy it is for the solder to flow across that wire into a place that you don't want it to go. And then you end up with a real pain in the ass. Okay, so got that pin all soldered on there. Now let's get this side done. Cool. So that's done. Now we just need to trim that middle section out. Much easier to do than dealing with little wires, so I'm just going to basically cut it off right about there and there, a little bit more than that. Alright, so I'm going to kind of cut it up like that. Then we'll just kind of smash the leads down there next to the holes, and then we will solder on the other pins. Now we're just going to take the back of the nippers and push it down over towards the lead a bit. Make it nice and flat. Alright, now we can solder in the female headers. So just going to take one of these rows of headers and I'm just going to break it off using my nippers here. So when you do this, if you just count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll be cutting on 5, just basically line your nippers up straight with the with that pin there, the pin that you on the side, the one that you want to cut, and you go like that. Kind of grab the pins or the pin that's in there, and then you can just set it aside so it doesn't go flying off anywhere. And now you just kind of nip away back and forth at the scrap plastic here. Alright, so there's that. Looks pretty good on that side. These tend to lay down pretty flat when you go to do it, so wasn't too worried. Now that that's done, I just want to come on and double check this side, make sure nothing got desoldered like this pin did right here. But yeah, with that, your jumper is pretty much done. All that's left now is to either put on the capacitor if you want. So I'm going to put the capacitor on my jumper, on my board here, and I can accidentally globbed a little bit of solder there, but that's alright, we'll just use that side. So if we take one of these RF24 modules, you'll see that the side with the either silkscreen square around it or the little silver dot or gold dot in the corner, that's going to be the side that's got the ground to it. So we're going to be pointing it this way basically, and then just want to mind the polarity here. So we definitely want to make sure that the negative side, if you're using an electrolytic capacitor, just want to make sure that the negative side is to the left here. So alright, you can kind of see that the you can kind of wedge it there because of the terminals pointing there. We'll just trim this up real quick, making sure that the polarity is good. Okay, now we'll just tack it on here. Trim these leads up one final time. Bring them over. And we'll just bridge those connections real quick. Alright, and we're done. Now you have a nice little adapter for your breadboard, and you can just program things as you need to, and yeah, I think that should be good. One last little thing that might be good to do is just check the connectivity between the pins with a multimeter, or some other connectivity tester, just to make sure that you didn't quite didn't quite solder between one of the wires and the actual pins here. So, but yeah, other than that, it's pretty much good to go, and start using it in our projects. Hope this video was helpful, and yeah, have fun.